Continuing with functioning of institutional structures, we move on to its explanation. Parsons, in his functional perspective, explains the mechanisms that produce congruence between individual motives and needs, and then specific role expectations and shared cultural values. Now, congruence may be more like adjustment between individual needs and the motives, and same about role expectations and the shared cultural values. So there has to be some kind of harmonious, let's say, relationship between, let's say, the needs and the what is required under the norms of the society. So the process involves two concepts. One is internalization and the other is institutionalization. So internalization refers to personality system and institutionalization refers to social system. So internalization takes place through the process of socialization. Internalization means, let's say, making the norms of the society as part of the personality system. It's more like learning the norms of the society and making them part of the personality system. And all this process takes place through socialization. And you know, socialization is the learning process through which we try to internalize the norms of the society as part of our personality. Institutionalized values and norms become the personality system. So there has to be congruence between motives and role expectations. Motives might be considered as the urge of a person to achieve something, and then we do that in accordance with the expectations of the society. Role is performed in line with the expectations of the society. Institutionalization of values and norms means when actions conform to others' expectations. As I said earlier, the roles are performed to achieve certain goals, and these roles are performed in line with the expectations of the others. And the technical concept for the expectations of the others is the norm. And when we see there are a number of norms pertaining to a particular area of human activity, we call them as institution. So values are part of these institutions, norms are part of these institutions. So there is over time institutionalization of the values and norms. So this is part of the culture, and all these norms are internalized through the process of socialization. So these institutionalization of norms in the personality have an important role in the performance of the activities in the society. So these norms have role-playing standards, standards by which people play their roles, perform their jobs, do their duties for the achievement of certain goals. These very norms are, let's say, patterned and institutionalized and passed on from one generation to another generation. So there has to be congruence between the personality system, social system, and cultural system. So all these have to be in line with each other. There should not be any conflict with these in the social systems. And if there is no conflict, only then the system can perform its functions. So additional functional requirements can be identified within each of these systems. For example, personality system there is a need to maintain at least minimum equilibrium between the competing needs and motives. So could be different needs and there could be different let's say priorities of these needs, different urges to achieve those needs, and the people try to prioritize and then try to achieve or move towards the achievement of those goals for those needs, and all these are done in line with the norms of the society. So social system means the pattern of role expectations must be compatible with minimal needs for order and integration. So that's another part of the congruence. And thirdly is the cultural system. There is the need to ensure a minimum degree of consistency or symbolic congruence in values and cognitive orientations. So this is how we see there has to be an adjustment between or among these social systems. If this system, overall social system or subsystems within the system have to perform their functions if they remain functional for the overall system of the society or subsystem of the society.